roster a bit. Got a lot more dinosaurs in the den. Let's find out if that investment is going to pay off.
Hey, if you want to go off of team logos alone, I think Burger wins this one. Just from the logo alone, it's so dang cute. But Rival definitely not gonna play around as yeah. So far, it's been pretty consistent from what we see in the team intro. Everyone hovering the Devil Dino. I'm a little upset though. I'm a little upset that not all of them are running the champion icon.
That's what I was expecting going into this too. I was expecting full motion dinos across the board from left to right.
Oh my god, our rival doing it? Yes!
There we go.
Both teams save Devil Dino. We are totally in the prehistoric era.
Yeah, please help, let me out. I want to go back to my time, thank you, across that time stream entanglement. But yeah, both of them going to save the Devil Dino here. Rival taking an early ban onto White Fox. That one kind of interesting as their second ban choice. They'll also ban away the Luna too. That's coming from both sides. So no Fate of both worlds here in this matchup. You know, pretty standard, at least as far as Asia is concerned, draft from the Burgers. Rival's going to take a one-sided White Fox. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I feel like if you're the Burgers coming out of the MRC, you know, this is a whole new ball game here. It feels like you want to play it by the book, right? You don't want to do anything too crazy, like bring 4 strategists and have your Loki copy a Punisher ultimate. You want to try and play it, you know, by the numbers, what you've seen from the other teams, and just kind of, you know, get some numbers up on the board and test the waters a little bit. It feels like that's what the Burgers are going for in this draft. They will take out the Black Cat as well.
Yeah, lots of options taken away. So far, it's been pretty similar to what we've been seeing in past matches, not just here in Asia, but also in other regions, as Burgers do round out getting access to the one-sided Mantis. Rival putting a bit of emphasis on considering that the Burgers might have access to that Vibrant Vitality team-up, so they want to limit that opportunity, so they take away the Loki. So now with the ban draft over, both sides will have access to Devil Dino. How do both these teams want to run this power pick, right? Do you want to play traditional front to back? Do you want to play that dive style of play? Do you want to use the leap aggressively? Or do you want to use that same ability to kidnap a frontliner and put them in an isolated position? That's going to be a big question mark coming into for both teams coming into this map here on Krakoa, because if you know anything about Krakoa, this is a very dive-favored style of map.
Yeah, and I expect to see some of that come through here, but it is a little bit up in the air here. A new team here in the Asia region. The Burgers, the Season 7 Pacific MRC champs, have arrived on the scene. They are taking the place of Pirates, and they are up against Rival Esports in their first match here. Like we said, a pretty even match here on paper. Rival, of course, being the 60 seed team out of the group stage back in the preseason. So if you're going to fight a team here at the start of your Ignite run, definitely a team like this, not a bad way to kick off your group stage, but almost ready to get things going here. It is Krakoa for map 1. I think overall draft, nothing too crazy here. The White Fox one side is definitely interesting for Rival, but yeah, you're right. You know, there is some dive potential here on Krakoa, so maybe looking for some of that anti-dive.
Yeah, and so far the Burgers are looking to get a tad bit aggressive, right? Scrappy running the Angela, a very unpopular pick, at least here during stage 1, maybe in a little bit of preseason as well. Burgers, do they know something that we don't right now? Rival looking to get that dive disruption going. They got Netra and Spooky on the Daredevil and the Captain America. But Rivals, if things do get hairy in terms of that dive style of play, at the very least they're able to reel back into a front to back with Zeph on the Phoenix. HK Mario does get taken down dangerously low, but he is able to regroup in the nick of time, as here, this first fight is going to be also important. But with Ved and Scrappy going down, frontline gone. Burgers' ecosystem of a well-rounded team composition is already gone up in flames.
Yeah, and unfortunately, 2 strategists offline. It's just a matter of time now. No healers. Wounds will be able to walk away without getting KO'd here, but Rival, it is all theirs to take here. Checkpoint number 1 secured and already on the move. I do like the damage amp from the Burgers, though. They've got both Ultron and Mantis on the board.
Yeah, but Burgers aren't looking to adjust right now. I'm surprised, though. Burgers do have access to the Phoenix. That would be a slam dunk pick for Burgers right now, but they're going to stick to the Star-Lord right now, trying to utilize that win condition between the CYA and the Galactic Legend, although CYA and Ensong is just as strong, I'd argue, but Either way, Rival are looking to hold off Burgers right now. Burgers are still struggling to find any sort of opportunity back in as Wounds is getting closer and closer to that Galactic Legend. Maybe it'll be enough to try to burst down Lick before he gets his ultimate down, but surely both these ultimates will go down in reaction to one another.
Yeah, and there they are. The Galactic Legend goes down, but so does that invisible boundary. Netro pick up one onto Scrappy here, so Burger's already at a man disadvantage here, and the Galactic Legend going offline as well. So no value coming through there. Hybolical's got a CYA though, so Burger's gonna try and commit a little bit more here. Netra on the move though, finds the flank and finds double KO here onto the backline. Hybolical and the voice sent all the way back to spawn here as Rival make it 70%, though back on the move here. Ved on that Devil Dinosaur making one KO, and as the Devil Beast Rampage ready to go here. Kumio being unleashed by proxies now over on the side of Rival, and Spokey on the move on that Daredevil here. Double KO for the Lawyer straight out of Hell's Kitchen. Scrappy though trying to even the odds for the Burgers, make it at least a 1-for-2, so not a huge value loss here, but the ults coming out from both sides of the board here. Freedom Charge from Rival to try and defend from that Beast Rampage, and the Void goes down again. Zept with the pick there on the Phoenix. Spokey another one on Daredevil, and it is Rival's point here to win.
Yeah, but great look coming in from Rival, using that Endsong Inferno to put the backline at a sliver of health. And the Void was easily able to clean right on up. Scrappy, though, is making things a little bit scrappy here on the mission area. Both sides going blow for blow, band for band, but the Burgers are able to complete the retake.
Yeah, first time they've been in control here. Took quite a bit of resources dedicated to the fight to make that flip. But yeah, the Freedom Charge does make it so the Burgers can get in there and fight. But now the question is, can they try to turn this around? It's just one fight for Rival all the way.
Now Rival on the back foot now. We're going into full neutral now. Both sides still a long ways away from getting their ultimates online. Closest one being Wounds on the Doctor Strange, already 3/4 of the way there. So if the Burgers really want to make this momentum in their favor, it's going to be up to Wounds to try to get a banger of an Eye of Agamotto, as both teams still looking to get those online, ready to go. Netra is able to find Hotbolical. RF even going down means, again, this ecosystem, right, of a well-rounded team composition, and with one whole roll gone, the Burgers kind of just fall out and get extinct.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Strategist taken out immediately by Rival. Solid textbook target prioritization against the Burgers. Like you said, that kind of carefully constructed house of cards taken down in an earthquake here, and Rival gonna grab point number 1 pretty comfortably, though the Burgers do get some licks in there and get some capture progress as well.
Sometimes you gotta wonder, right? Are the Burgers not used to their hero pool at the current moment? Because Burgers definitely could have gone for way better picks. Yeah, there you go. Wounds going over to the Phoenix, over to Star-Lord. Definitely a better option, as the Burgers looking to adjust a little bit. Better late than never, though. So hopefully the Burgers are able to find the adjustment that they need. RF is sticking to the Rocket Raccoon, which is going to be really hard to get value with, because you've got Zept over on the Phoenix prepping that Endsong Inferno. So if RF does roll out on this Rocket Raccoon, it's going to be difficult for the Burgers to get some sort of value.
Yeah, it's so difficult to lay down those CYAs in safe spots when you've got an Endsong Inferno chasing you down at every turn here. Most of the Burgers going to be at about 50% out the gate, and it looks like RF going to stick with that Rocket Raccoon for now. But yeah, I do like the swap over onto the Phoenix. But the question here is the Phoenix duel. Zept versus Wounds. Who takes it? That could be the key here for the Burgers to start making a comeback. But Rival, they just got to close out this last point, and they're already up on the board.
Rival do have Lick on the invisible boundary. Ved could easily force it out with a good Devil Beast Rampage, but the Burgers looking to spread out a little bit. Rival are looking to do the same. They're going to take control of that high ground on the side of Rival. Now going to jump right on in. Netra does get caught up in the jaws, but is able to escape just in time. Ved does get bitten, also stays alive. Burgers, though, they have ultimates coming up very soon, but with Rival having that first opportunity to go for an ult dump, it's going to get a little bit scary.
Yeah, this is the safe space they needed there. Invisible boundary coming down from Lick, and now all of Rival is here on the point and ready for a bit of a scrap, but it's going to be Wounds opening it up, wins the first matchup against the enemy Phoenix. Zeft out the equation for now. That forces out a couple ults from Rival. Kumio Unleashed goes down. HK Mario's got that Devil Beast Rampage, and Netra as well, the Freedom Charge, but it's not enough to stop Navoy here on the Daredevil. Gets it buffed up from the CYA. No Insong Inferno used to counter it, and they will get the full value out of it. Buffed up Daredevil does make the play here, and the Burgers will take first cap this time around.
Yeah, Rivals went for the ult dump, and they got absolutely nothing. Zeft held on to the Insong Inferno. I thought Zeft would use it to try to get rid of the CYA, but Rival deemed that they didn't have to do that. Wounds, thankfully, was not able to eliminate too much of Rival. Was only able to find Lick towards the tail end of that fight, so Rival only lose one as they look to regroup yet again here, but Rival don't have any defensive options. It's all offensive. Burgers do have a counter blow with both the Invisible Boundary and the Freedom Charge.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. If they're not going to use the Insong Inferno there, then where do they think it is better used? We'll have to wait and see here. There comes the Freedom Charge from Scrappy now, and the Burger's going to live up to his namesake here. Look for a scrap. Zeft goes for the Insong Inferno this time. No damage, no value out of that one here, and everyone from the Burgers still standing. They are still in control of the capture point, and Avoid taking control of the fight early on here. Wounds will find one onto HK Mario as well. Hybolical's got an Invisible Boundary for the rest of the team. Spooky letting the Devil out, but so dangerously low here. Netra fighting back as Rival gets 2 KOs here and are looking to try and convert onto the point, chasing down Wounds, but can't quite finish off the Phoenix just yet. 75% for the Burgers now and still on the move.
Ooh, it's looking a little scary for Rival. They were able to thankfully draw out the Invisible Boundary. Ved, however, is keeping the momentum in Burgers' favor. Rival are struggling. They're struggling to find a foothold, struggling to find a retake opportunity, because every time they look to go for something, someone else on Rival gets staggered.
Yeah, that's huge. The one ult that Rival has up right now is sitting back in spawn, and the Burgers are going to go to 99% here, one by one. Rival going down, and it is going to be overtime, but the Burgers still in control here, and that KO feed is looking pretty orange around now. Navoy on that Daredevil moving different here, able to get the team back in the fight. A couple more members of Rival will go on through. Portal coming down from Spooky now to keep him in this fight, and Lick's got an Invisible Boundary just to try and hang on to this one, but it's 99%. The Burgers just need to win one here. Kumio Unleashed from Proxies, but it's a Devil Beast Rampage from Ved, and that Devil being let out as well.
Wow.
More than enough for Burgers to 0 to 100 on point 2.
Burgers get a shutout in round number 2 against Rival. All right. Burgers are making it competitive. They're trying to show that we are ready for Ignite. And they do just that. Ved with the Rampage. Navoy helps out the damage potential with the Devil out. Rival had both strategist ultimates to work with. Proxies used the Kumio Unleashed. Lick also helped out with the Invisible Boundary. But with Netra not able to get a good Captain America ultimate in time, meant that Rival just ran out of sustain. Everyone gets taken down. Burgers are able to take over. And now coming into this first fight, it's a matter of, can Netra get the value that he needs with that Freedom Charge, or is RF able to shut it all down? But then again, you've got Zeft on that Insong Inferno that could easily shut down that Rocket ultimate.
Yeah, it's still just so surprising we didn't see that Insong drop right onto that CYA last round there, and then they used it and just didn't get anything out of it. So gonna have to reframe here. That Phoenix ult needs to be on target against that Rocket Raccoon ult. But, you know, Dan, you asked it kind of at the beginning here. The question is, how fast can the Burgers adapt to Ignite play? And point number 1 was rough for them, but by point number 2, they are online and are ready for a brawl here with Rival.
Yep, Daredevil 1v1 happening in the lower level of the mission area. Spooky will wuss out and run away. Netra does use the Freedom Charge in response to Hybolical's with the Invisible Boundary. RF now has to use that as a CYA at any given moment, but he's getting chased down by Spooky right now. How is RF able to live? We'll see, but he is able to get away. Spooky will not be so lucky. So the sustained battle is going left and right, but the Burgers are coming out on top in this first fight.
They finally managed to take down Navoy. Proxies will find them. Scrappy right back in it, though. They're going to trade back and forth here, but it is the Burgers with some big value here. The last couple of members of Rival going down, though. Big spark procs from wounds and inflicting some grievous wounds onto Rival Esports, and the Burgers again take the first cap here on point 3.
Zeft was forced to use the Insong Inferno during that. Burgers were able to force it out. That means RF will get a guaranteed W value with the CYA, and could even team up with Wounds to get even more damage into the backline of Rival. Scrappy could easily, or Navoy could easily get into the backline of Rival. So if Wounds isn't able to finish off the elimination, someone on the Burgers will be able to clean it up. But here comes that combo. Rival need to be a little bit more careful as, oh my god, everyone on Rival just evaporate as Wounds is able to crash down and crash out the entire lobby of Rival.
Yeah, it is a meltdown here on the side of Rival Esports. Navoy and Ved back in your KO feed one more time here as the Burgers going to go up to 50%. But what a turnaround here from point number 1 for this MRC champion team. Already putting up a fight against a team that's been here in Ignite for a while. Good stuff from the Burgers, but of course, still a couple more fights ahead before they can close out this map.
Burgers have a lot of offensive options coming in. Ved with the Rampage, Navoy with the Devil out. Spokey's going to try to kick things off to try to keep the Burgers at bay. Maybe even facilitate a retake as Spokey comes out with a double, and the Burgers are looking to recover with that Rampage.
Yeah, that Devil sent right back inside, though they got plenty of value out of it. HK Mario finds Scrappy as well now. Bit of a stagger onto the Burgers here, and Proxies will keep it going. HK Mario finds another one here. Front and backline assault from Rival Esports. They will take control back. 82% though captured for the Burgers, so the margin for error is shrinking.
Rival do have Kumio Unleashed, but that's really the only safety net that Rival have at the current moment. Hybolical is getting closer and closer to that invisible boundary. Netra could easily equalize with a good timing with the Freedom Charge, but that's going to be a later thought because Proxies is forcing away Burgers, but there's a back cap coming in. Burgers were able to sneak away.
Stealthed it and now back in control all over again. Rival gonna have to pry this one away from him. Freedom Charge coming out from Netra, so now Rival gonna converge here and look for the play. Zeph goes low but goes for the Insong Inferno, buying himself some time while Navoy, that Devil being put back in here, but a double KO comes through right as the ult goes offline. RF will find one as well, and it's overtime, and it's trouble for Rival Esports here, all offline. Complete ace, and the Burgers take map number 1.
What? What? Burgers? How in the world did you manage that? Off a back cap? And then Rival were just like, wait, hold on a second. How in the world did the Burgers just back cap us? We need to make sure that they get the heck out of there. And then they got kicked right in the teeth. Somehow, some way, Ved on the Devil Dinosaur was able to 1v6 all 6 of the other dinosaurs and was able to bring the Burgers to a map win over Rival.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you how it happened. When Burgers were in control of the point, their defense was solid. A lot of positive pressure from that team.
Yep.
A bubble around the capture field. They couldn't even start putting boots on the point for Rival. I mean, they had to battle their way in there, and there was a lot of pressure coming from the Burgers as well, looking for that spawn push against Rival. And as soon as they took control, same thing happened. They fanned out, and Ved rightfully earned MVP as he chases off Rival and is able to help the Burgers secure their first map in Ignite, batting 1,000 here because this is the first map they have played here, and they will walk away with it in 3 points.
All right. So we had a lot of questions for the Burgers, right? Can they live up to the hype, that level of prestige that the Pirates were able to put themselves in during preseason? And so far, in its current state, the Burgers are definitely living up to that level that the Pirates were able to come out on top of. So this is great to see, right? From MRC, right? This roster has coming in with a vengeance. Make sure that if they're able to win out MRC, maybe they get a chance to play in Ignite, and they seize this opportunity. And so far in map 1, they have done so perfectly. And now Rival, how you gotta feel it in their camp? Because right now they went through a full rebuild, and now coming out with a close map loss. Sometimes you wonder, can Rival recover from this? Map 2 will be their choice, so maybe that's where things start off.
Yeah, I mean, the microscope is going to be pointed right at Rival Esports here, a name that's been at Ignite for a while, and, you know, can't sneeze at an MRC championship. You know, a lot of teams have won that MRC and gone on to great things in Ignite, so no reason to overlook the Burgers as a threat, but, you know, there's a lot of questions they have to answer coming in, and they delivered a lot of answers to us on map number 1, making themselves a credible threat right out of the gate here against a team like Rival is a solid first look. I don't think you can ask for a better debut here on Krakoa, but of course, map number 1 in the books, so they still got some more time here. But yeah, I mean, what a start here.
I'm very impressed because, right, I gotta say, right, Burgers got a little bit lucky in their first matchup here. We get to see where Burgers are at because we saw that Rival was definitely towards in that midfield level team, right? They were one of the last teams to make it into playoffs, and the Burgers coming in from MRC, it's definitely a great test to see how they stack up against Rival, and so far it might be confident to say that the Burgers may be a little bit stronger than Rival, but we'll see if that stays consistent. We're gonna go into a short break. We'll be back and see if the Burgers are able to pull off an upset win on their Ignite debut, so don't go anywhere.
Fortune. You crossed my path! Gotcha!
Hellfire!
Now, I said I was hungry for a banger game, and it looks like the Burgers lived up to the name. Goddamn, they actually performed exactly what we want to see from a sleeper pick, the MRC champions coming out of nowhere to put RVL in a tough position right there, and a great domination map right there. They came out really well done in the gameplay.
Very solid gameplay coming in from Burgers, right? We talked about it, right? We had questions. How are the Burgers able to go toe-to-toe against Ignite competition? And so far, it's looking like Burgers have what it takes by stealing away a win on Krakoa off a crazy little back cap, as Rivals got a little too overzealous and didn't expect Burgers to go for the portal on, I believe it was Cradle, and were just able to sneak away as they get the Burger flip, and they get the Burger smash burger. I'm just kind of throwing things out there. I'm just throwing patties left and right. Hopefully something sticks.
I was about to say, you're cooking. I mean, you're cooking here. Look, we lost Pirates, and we had a lot of pirate jokes, so now we have to make up for that with the Burgers. And, you know, the Burgers, they got some big shoes to fill coming into this, taking the place of a team like Pirates that came in and absolutely dominated the first half of that Asia preseason. And so far, good looks for the Burgers here, not just to bite the whole meal in place, as they'll take that map number 1 to go against Rival Esports. But the question is, can they keep it rolling here? Central Park is Rival's map pick for match number 2. I said Mac. I guess I got Burgers on the mind now.
Oh boy.
Listen, we're making everybody hungry out here, but it's the Burgers that are here to deliver. The question is, can they do it fast? Is the real question. Can they do it stacked up, fully packaged? We don't know. We're going to find out if the Burgers can go to Central Park, and can they put the fries in the bag alongside their victory and take us home and end the night? Or is RVL go bring the thunder, switch it up a little bit and say, I've had enough of this. I'm done with your food puns. I'm done with your burgers. It's pizza night. We're going to find out if they can change the favor to theirs. We'll see in this series, but it's really all on them right now. Now, when we're talking about the Burgers, what are they bringing to the table here, Dan? What are these compositions that they're bringing out? You said they're used to the MRC banding system. I think the Ignite banding system is kind of like unchaining them a little bit. They're a bit more open to what they can play.
Yeah, they give themselves a little more freedom in terms of what they want to run in terms of their composition, because right now, Burgers, we've seen them play both the dive and the traditional front to back, and with that level of flexibility being at the Burgers' disposal, they don't have to stick to a one-dimensional sort of play style. They can do whatever they please, adapt around the band draft that they put themselves in. And right now, the Burgers coming into map number 2, are they able to fry Rival right now? That's going to be the biggest question. They did it once, but can they do it twice?
Well, you know, I'm going to have to say very simply put, I'm just going to pass the sauce to Diatonic, top it up.
We gotta get this game started to get out of the burger pun zone. This is it's crazier than when Pirates were still here, but
No,
yeah,
we're
definitely
we're just throwing zingers left and right.
Yeah, hexa pun indeed. But yeah, Burgers looking to go back to back here. Rival taking us to Central Park for map number 2 for some convergence action. And Rival took some of our advice. They've got 3 champion double dinos ready to lock in there.
Okay,
Not quite 6, but we're getting there.
But like, I know we've been making food puns on and on and on. Have you ever thought, what does dinosaur meat taste like?
Yeah, you know, I have wondered that.
You ever thought of that? We're not obviously we're not going to test it on Devil Dino. No. This is just a thought experiment.
I don't think you could. I don't think he would let you, personally. I mean, that's
yeah.
that's a big dude. That is a big dude you're up against. That's a big dude that's going to be on both sides of the board. They are both going to save the Devil Dinosaur. Rival, of course, some pretty standard stuff for their bans. They do take out that Gambit first. They're taking out the White Fox again, same thing they did on map number 1. But the Burgers, again, kind of running it by the book here. They take out the Luna Snow. They take out the Mantis. Rival going for that one-sided White Fox once more. Very surprise matchup. Definitely kind of blown this one wide open here, but that's the question, you know, is it just kind of a one-hit wonder, like, oh, Krakoa, just a really good map for them, or just a surprise opener, or, you know, are the Burgers strong enough to take this in 2?
Yeah, Burgers are putting a lot of emphasis on the Loki. Not a lot of other teams have been utilizing a ban on the God of Mischief himself. As the Burgers look to round out here, will use their final save on the Phoenix. As a Rival, what do you want to go for? You see what the Burgers have offered at the table. It's a little bit of that front-to-back potential looking like the angle for the Burgers, as Rival utilize their final ban on the Captain America. So if they do ever want to resort to a more of a dive style of play, Burgers are going to have to resort to the Venom. Potentially someone else, but is likely going to be the Venom. That has been the second best option when you don't have access to the Captain America, to help the team stay sustained with the Freedom Charge and also provide a little bit of that extra ultimate acceleration. We'll see what part of Captain America Rival deemed to be too strong to keep in the game, as the Burgers won't have access to it. Burgers do go on the attacking side because Rival, this is their map pick here on Central Park. They will be on the defensive side, so we get a general idea of what Rival want to go for, because right now I'm looking at Netra on that Vanguard Deadpool, maybe to try to get that first ultimate down as soon as possible to put a lot of pressure on the Burgers' backline, while Smokey running that Black Cat, utilizing maybe a little more of that dive potential, a little bit more of that disruption, as the Burgers are looking to do something similar.
Yeah, you know, we kind of asked this during map 1, right? But a lot of these teams here in Ignite are very flexible, deep hero pools across the board, and the ability to adapt as the game goes on. We saw some of that from the Burgers, some solid swaps after point number 1. The question now is, can they adapt in someone else's territory? It's Scrappy coming out on the Thor, though. Very, very interesting choice here.
I like it. Scrappy's able to put in a bit of that dive, a little bit of that disruption potential. You saw it a little bit. Is able to catch out some of the members of Rival, as he's just doing his best to try to get a cheeky little kidnap. Almost got it right onto Spooky, but either way, Burgers are still poking and prodding, looking for any sort of opportunity. Scrappy is doing a great job at marking all the side rooms, even isolating Netra for a little bit, who's forced to dash away. Everyone on the Burgers know what is at stake, as Zeft is able to find the Void, so Rival looking to keep the hold down, at least in this first fight.
Yeah, able to kind of slow things down for the Burgers here. They're on point, looking for that first tick. Not going to be able to make it without that full squad, though. And yeah, you're 100% right. Scrappy doing a great job keeping everyone from Rival in check and kind of corralling them all together so they can fight face to face instead of having to avoid the upper ground and some hiding places that Rival were trying to take.
And now Rival, with that first fight win, albeit very small, but a win nonetheless. Nevoy off the iframe is able to finish off Proxies, and Nevoy thankfully will get traded out. So Rival are able to still make this competitive. Netra going down means that Burgers have that man advantage. Lick is there with the CYA, and the Burgers might just get exploited here.
Yeah, big CYA buffed Phoenix ult here, right on the Hybolical. One strategist taken out for the Burgers, and the Rocket Raccoon as well, found by HK Mario. Spooky coming up big, taking down Ved to start things off. Another big win for Rival to open this one up. Netra will grab one too, taking down Scrappy. Grab that selfie, nice little XP boost there. 2 minutes left to go for the Burgers to try and find a way through.
It's still a decent amount of time. Burgers are looking to maybe look for adjustments, but with ultimates coming up so close, I don't think the Burgers would really want to go for hero swaps right now. RF's going to kick things off with the CYA, as Wounds is looking to capitalize with that wombo combo.
Yeah, already coming up big here for the Burgers. Gonna cash in some ults here. It's the CYA from RF. Whoa. Unchecked. No Insong Inferno in sight, but Rival gonna battle back here. Finding a couple. Navoy find one onto Proxies as well. RF's BRB gonna get Scrappy back up and in the fight. And now the calling card from Navoy here, trying to put the last nail in the coffin. They'll do it. 4 minutes on the clock for the Burgers. They'll grab checkpoint number 1, but not done yet. Wounds picks up one onto Lick as well, and Rival gonna be sent back to lick their wounds here as the Burgers on the move.
All right, that was a good push from Proxies. He's able to eliminate Scrappy, but unfortunately just was not enough, as Proxies wasn't able to get that invisible boundary down in time. Ratatosker starts moving forward as the Burgers will finally unlock that first checkpoint. Burgers spreading out here. Look at everyone on the Burgers, just spreading out, getting control of all the high ground that they possibly can, as Rival look to try to regroup, recover, and try to overtake this oncoming push coming in from the Burgers, as Wounds is proccing so many of those sparks. Everyone on Rival is just struggling to find some sort of room.
Yeah, big damage for the Phoenix on the side of the Burgers here. God of Thunder goes up, comes back down. Lick in trouble, and Lick taken down. The boy finds him on the Black Cat. Netra's got that, finally here, the Deadpool ult ready to go into the backline of the Burgers, but they play right on through there. RF, big double KO on the Rocket Raccoon, and Netra send back while that Banhammer, no value out of that one. The Burgers gonna grab checkpoint number 2 here as well.
Yeah, no chance for Rival. No portal, no problem, as the Burgers will be able to secure this second checkpoint. But I gotta give props to Burgers. They're playing their own style. They're not going word for word with the meta. They're changing it up a little bit. Scrappy's still kicking it on the Thor, And it's already providing so much value because Scrappy still gives a lot of that space that the Burgers would want to run if they're going to go for that dive potential. Black Cat 1v1 on the side, but Navoy is able to come out on top in terms of being able to escape. But Spooky, though, is going to use that calling card.
Trying to rein in the Burgers here. We'll find Hybolical, so big opening pick, but right back up and in the fight. Off of that BRB. Link goes pretty low, but able to survive the onslaught here as the Burgers, no ults left in the tank, but they are still making some progress here. Navoy finding Spooky in that 1v1 here, winning this round and charging up that calling card just a little bit more. Here comes the CYA from Lick now, trying to keep Rival on that live support. Netra taking down Ved, so they're able to break through a little bit here, but there's going to be a CYA for the Burgers ready to go as well, but it's Proxies, KO as well as Lick. This backline for Rival so deadly here on map number 2. Zeft will find one on to Navoy as well, and now it's going to be basically a full reset here as the Burgers going to have to dust themselves back off.
Burgers still have a lot of time to work with. They know Zep doesn't have Endsong Inferno, so RF surely will get a very well-placed CYA. But Netra could easily neutralize with the Psionic Seduction, try to limit the damage potential coming out from the Burgers, but Netra's holding on to it. He's going to get taken down, but thankfully the BRB is there to save him at the very least.
Yeah, back up and in the fight here. That CYA is down for the Burgers. Rival just gonna back off here. They know they can't win that fight under that umbrella, but Navoy now got the calling card, chasing him down as they try to go back to spawn here. Has the lock on him and pushing them all the way to their front door. That's wide open free real estate for the Burgers to keep on pushing here. Still 2 minutes to go, and they are almost ready to fight this out in the throne room.
God, the Thunder being invested. So much AoE damage that the Rivals need to navigate around. Proxy still holding on to that invisible boundary. Netra also holding on to the Silent Seduction. When do they choose to use it? Because they're going to have to use it soon. Proxies goes in with the invisible boundary, but is not able to save Netra.
Yeah, big stuff here for the Burgers. Still in control, a minute 40 left to go, and not too many meters, probably 20 or 30 before they can call this one done. And Dusted Wounds, absolutely relentless on the Phoenix. They're chasing down HK Mario, trying desperately to escape. There's the Psionic Seduction from Netra now. Got him right where he wants him from the Burgers, but Hybolical has the team covered with that invisible boundary. Cannot see him, but Proxies will make the play onto Navoy there on the invis, but Ved gonna even the odds, taking down Netra, and now the Burgers gonna take the lead here. Lick does have a BRB ready for Netra, so Emma Frost back up and ready to go, but it's 0.14 meters for the Burgers. They just need a little bit more of a push here. Insong Inferno coming up from Wounds here, gonna look for some damage, but now Lick has the CYA as well, so this could be a pretty tough breakthrough for the Burgers, but they'll find Lick off of the Insong. Scrappy will finish him off there, and it's a double KO for the Thor. One by one, Rival going down and in trouble. No strategist, so it's just a matter of time here. Scrappy finds the triple on the Thor here. Ved as well, and RF in the feed, and the Burgers will finish the map with 45 left to go.
Rival just could not find a way to extend that fight. Burgers having access to that Endsong Inferno meant that even if even if Lick was able to get the CYA down, it was going to be immediately shut down by the Endsong Inferno. Rival, yeah, they probably should have used that Rocket Ultimate, at least as a desperation move, but no matter what happened there, if Lick used the Rocket Ult or not, Burgers should have been able to just shut it down completely. And the Burgers, my goodness, they are frying Rival at this current moment.
Oh no, here we go again.
Hey, no. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Very, very appropriate though. I mean, a solid Ignite debut so far. They clear Central Park. They clear the map under Rival's territory with 45 seconds left to go. So now Rival got to speed run this card all the way back to Dracula's throne room. Gonna be a tough uphill battle for sure. We'll get a good look at the Burgers defense here. Of course, they are gonna be put to the test, but yeah, solid looks here for the Burgers. I'm curious to see how Rival responds to this.
If everyone voted on the Burgers, waiting here, just based on the team logo alone, you actually might be right. But we'll see though. We're only halfway done in this map number 2 as the Burgers looking to get the hold down. Scrappy still on the Thor as, okay, all right, as soon as the gates open, Navoy is able to find Zeft.
Absolutely no breathing room for Rival here. Burger's gonna take the fight straight to him here, and Devoy leading the charge on that Daredevil. 1 KO in the bank for him, and maybe gonna give Rival a little bit of cold feet, but 3:30, plenty of time for them to dust themselves off and get in the fight.
How did Rival navigate around this? They're still walking it down main. Devoy is hanging out in the high ground. Burger's doing a great job at covering all of that side area as well, so that even if Rival look to go for a flank move, it's going to be so hard. Zeft is prepping a baby portal right now. HK Mario and Zeft are just going to catch Burgers by surprise.
Which is kind of shocking because Burgers have done a great job, like you said, of checking the flanks. But Navoy, though, gonna battle it right back, wins the fight with the Black Hat, and just like that, 60 seconds of Rival's offensive time taken away here. And Scrappy, living up to the namesake, taking out Lick on the Jeff here. That Thor, so much value here for the God of Thunder.
Even shutting down the BRBs, so that elimination will last a decent amount of time. As a Rival looking to recover still. No ultimates anywhere near from being online for any of these teams. Wounds is going to be threatening with that Ensong Inferno very soon. But with Wounds being able to left click the rest of Rival like this, what do you even do?
Triple KO for that Wounds Phoenix. Make it 4 and holding an Insong Inferno as well. Could put down even more damage if he wanted to. We're going to give Navoy a turn here in the KO feed. Double KO for that Daredevil and Blink, folks, and you miss it. Half of Rival's offense time taken away by the Burgers. No progress made on checkpoint 1. All they've got is a CYA, Dan. What do they do here?
This is so dire for Rival. They need to look for something. At the very least, get their ultimates online. But Burgers are making so many well-timed aggressive moves so that Rival, even if they want to go for their game plan, is going to be easily shut down by the Burgers. And with the Burgers having all of this ultimate economy, it's going to be so hard for Rivals to come back.
Yeah, I mean, taking it right to him here, not giving him a chance to breathe, and yeah, there goes the Jeff. Finds a couple, I believe, on Lick, but he's shut down by Scrappy on that Thor. Lightning indeed beats water here. Smokey, though, and Zeft as well, gonna pop up in the KO feed, trying to right the ship here for Rival as they're running out of time here. A minute 15, but Zeft gonna make the most of it here. It's a Devil Beast Rampage from Bed on the side of the Burgers, but they are slowly falling one by one here. RF, the only strategist for the Burgers, on point. 1 minute left to go, and Rival about halfway to capturing this point, but there's a strange portal coming down from Scrappy, so the troops back in action. RF gets the CYA down, but sacrifices his life for it here as Navoy on the move on this Daredevil. Double KO and ready to let the Devil out. Make it 3 there for Matt Murdock, and looking for even more here with just 45 on the clock, and Rival have expended so many of their resources. Both sides absolutely drained here in the last 40 seconds.
Wow, both sides go band for band, blow for blow, but it's looking like the Burger is coming out on top. Close quarters combat is really where they shine. Draw Zeft into that small room so that if the Burgers are able to catch out this Black Cat, they just shut it down immediately. And the Burgers are able to hold out the aggression. They didn't have to use the portal, but with 17 seconds and counting for Rival, what can you really do? Because no one is going to have ultimates here. It's going to be full neutral for this final fight.
It is going to be tough here. 5 seconds to go. It all comes down to this. Potentially one fight left for the Burgers to try and close this one out. Spooky in some trouble. Going to have to take himself out of the fight to go for the health pack. Navoy on the move, but Hybolical in trouble as well. Going to use that BRB to get back up, and it's going to be a 1-for-1, but the Burgers won't have the disadvantage. Lick and Zeft going down as well. The Burgers going to take it here as 1 by 1. The last of Rival wiped out, and it is game, set, and match. The Burgers, their Ignite debut is a shutout. 2-0 against Rival.
0, 2, 3.
I am very impressed. Burgers make the job done. Rival just could not get a foothold. There was a moment, there was a glimpse where Rival could have gotten that first checkpoint, but Burger just were able to stall out long enough to the point that if they do want to match the aggression coming in from Rival, they did in the neutral. They were able to shut everyone on Rival down, and Rival just got outclassed in the mechanical standpoint, it felt like.
Yeah, I am almost speechless here. The Burgers, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. take a look at the scoreboard. Those numbers do not lie. Wounds taking the MVP off of a solid performance on the Phoenix. Navoy as well, big stuff on the Daredevil. 16 finals off of 32 elims. Left most of Rival with single digits in that elim column, though Zeft and Spokey did put in some serious work for the team. Just not enough. They almost broke even here, so you're talking 1 KO every time they are boots on the battlefield. Meanwhile, the Burgers taking value left and right. Beautiful performance, checking their flanks as well at almost every turn. You cannot take the Burgers by surprise.
I mean, the Burgers look to have nailed that fundamental play, right? Covering every single angle, marking every nifty little angle that Rival could be hiding out in, and we're able to execute on it perfectly. And while they're doing all that, they're able to get a little twist on their own team composition, not sticking to the entire meta, doing a little bit of play of their own, right? With Scrappy on the Thor has done so much work, so much value for the Burgers, and I'm still at like a loss of words in how Burgers were able to pull that off on their Ignite debut. This is a team that does not have a lot of the Ignite experience when you compare it to Pirates, who did have that Ignite experience, and with the Burgers coming out swinging here in their Ignite debut, Liger, oh boy, this group stage is getting very, very competitive.
Listen, the best way to surmise the skill coming out from the Burgers is very simple, okay? MRC is just as threatening as Ignite. People that can come out of that hungry for the next level, and they've gone through hundreds of teams to get to these top 8 in the region, especially in Pacific, top 8 in OC, top 8 in Asia, and right now they were very fortunate that the Pirates had to disband and let them go in, but I think with the rate this team was going, they would have taken someone else's spot further down the line anyway. But it's a blessing in disguise. We get Team Burgers nice and early, and yeah, a good showing here against RVL. RVL, bit of a tough one for them, but they got some matches coming up as well, so they'll be able to hopefully get some points on the board. But it's nice to have another big dog in the scene here in Asia. I'm keen to see how the Burgers face off against some other teams that we've seen today. Maybe XOXO, that might be a fun matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge opportunity for the Burgers, right? Right place, right time. Pirates disband, leave an opening here in Ignite, and at the same time, Burgers take home the Season 7 MRC, and they get a ticket, a miracle ticket to Ignite. And it really feels like they're going to take full advantage of that opportunity. You know, coming into this, I was like, I could see the Burgers maybe coming out with a win here, but so confident, so clean, and like you guys have already said, playing it out their way, bringing the Thor to the table here. Absolutely insane stuff from Scrappy to get so much value out of that God of Thunder. But yeah, it really feels like the Burgers understand that they've been granted a huge opportunity here, and they are not going to miss with it.
I think this is the most amount of Thor gameplay we have seen in a hot minute. Like, every time Thor was whipped out in Ignite in the past, it was just like, yeah, teams are getting a little desperate. They're trying to do something a little bit spicy, right? Maybe try to catch the enemy team off guard. But here, the Burgers actually had a game plan coming in. It wasn't just like, hey, let's try this, see if it sticks. No. This is their game plan. This is what they wanted to do at the very start here in map number 2. The Burgers put Scrappy on the Thor the entirety of that second map. Yeah,
the Thor was good. The Thor allowed for so much space to be made alongside the Devil Dinosaur composition. As we know, they're out here to disrupt, to displace, and absolutely desecrate your team's frontline, backline, all of the lines you can possibly think of right now. That's what they did. That's what they were available for. But very soon we're going to have that nice interview. Finally going to meet somebody from the Burgers team, some new faces here on Ignite. We're going to learn about their story, find out more about why they're competing here and what they want. What is their goal? Are they aiming for the top? I mean, who wouldn't be? But at the same time, you never know. They could fire the warning shot tonight on the first day of the group stage in Asia.
You could
be big.
I mean, you could argue that a Burger are in the under the mindset of they got nothing to lose. They made it to Ignite. They're just here to see how well they do, see if they're able to get a little bit of that extra pocket cash. But so far, Burger is a big question, right? They conquered the first test of Rival, but can they keep that same level of momentum, that same level of insane mechanical play as well as nailing the fundamentals, can they keep it consistent throughout the entire group stage? Because this is only day one. This is only game one. Because they still have, what, 6 more best of 3s ahead of them?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, tomorrow they're going to be taking Z10 on. So it's a big match. But let's find out the minds of one of the members of the Burgers. Who do we have? I believe it's Ved, everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome in, Ved. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing good.
Doing good. That's good. That's good. Now, Ved, this is your Ignite debut, I believe. Welcome to the show, of course. I want to say congratulations on the victory. How are you and the Burgers feeling after your first win in Ignite?
Thank you so much. Oh my god, we're feeling so excited and like happy that we got like this opportunity, and like we're hoping that like we're gonna achieve like way more victories like this.
I think the big question, right? You guys are replacing the Pirates, right? Do you think you guys are able to essentially carry the torch that the Pirates left behind? Do you think you guys have what it takes to take that top 3 spot that the Pirates left behind?
I think we have a really good chance of like doing it, like with how like we're playing so far. I think we're playing very well.
Yeah.
And then, oh, sorry. Follow
ahead,
up,
Dan.
right? So follow up, right? Scrappy, right? On the Thor. Was that a design play, or was that something that you kind of just threw out there? Because that's
Oh no,
definitely
no, it was
a
definitely a
fun little
design
twist that we've seen.
No, it was definitely a design play. We love playing Thor. We're like really big fans of Thor, and we feel like that hero is really good, and it works really well into the team compositions we play.
Yeah, I mean, a ton of value grabbed by Scrappy on that Thor all throughout Central Park. I mean, you guys are taking down, you know, a playoff caliber team. Rival went to the playoffs in the preseason, so that's definitely good looks, upward trajectory for sure. You know, as you guys are kind of new on the scene here, you know, caught a couple MRC replays here and there, did some homework, but I'm curious, you know, who on the team should we be looking out for? Who on the team do you think is a serious threat that people need to pay more attention to?
Like the biggest threat in my opinion, like I feel like it's like Scrappy or Wounds. Like those guys are like really insane, but like I think Navoy is like also another player you should look out for. Like they're all like, but obviously like everybody on my team is fantastic. Like I would never pick any other players for this. Like all of them are so good. I'm so happy with my team.
And then just, I think this is like a final question for me, right? This is a little bit of a lighthearted one. Whose idea was it for the burger logo, and who made the burger logo? We need to know.
Okay, it was my manager. Also the substitute player named Abiad. She played. She made. Not only did she make it, but she also like thought about it, and we, you know, obviously I think everybody loves the burger logo. I mean, it's an amazing like design from her.
Let's go. Shout out Abia for coming through with the logo, the design. Maybe we can see them play sometime. But Ved, I gotta ask, you know, you're here in Ignite. You've made a good showing in your first stance, but who's the big dog? Who do you guys have your eyes on the most? Who do you want to take down to really be like, everybody, we're here. We're not just MRC champions, we're going to be Ignite champions too.
Honestly, like I feel like right now with our first achievement, like that's already like a huge milestone for us, because like obviously Rival is up there, right? But I think like we honestly just want to be everyone. Like it's like nobody individually. Like I mean, obviously we're kind of new here, we don't know like everyone, so we're kind of just getting used to things. Then like if we can just take down everyone, like that's just, I feel like that's the main objective over anything else.
That's good. Well, anything you want to say to, you've got I'm gonna be honest with you, got a lot of fans in the chat out here. Anything you want to say to the folks supporting you guys?
Yeah, they're
Everyone
going
loves the
crazy.
Burgers out here.
Oh really? Oh, thank you so much. Well, I don't know, I'm like kind of camera shy, so but like a shout out to someone, I'd say it's again my teammates, and like everyone, like on my team, who's made it possible that we've gotten this far, like as a team, like, because I mean we haven't been together for a super long time, so it's like getting this far in such a short span of time is just so, it's like so amazing, and it's such a huge opportunity for us, and we're just so excited for what the future holds.
Perfection. We're looking forward to the future as well. We hope it is truly a bright future for the Burgers. We enjoyed watching your team today. Looking forward to your matches, and good luck tomorrow and the rest of Asia group stage. Thank you very much, Ved, for your time. Appreciate it.
Of course, anytime. Thank you so much.